Telangana, where a fresh row, a storm, a political war of words is underway over a plot of land that basically seems to have become the centerpiece of a political, religious and a legal face-off. Just days before, remember viewers, the Election Commission announced the Jubilee Hills bypolls date. The Congress government has allocated about 2,500 square yards of land for quote-unquote a Muslim graveyard in Hyderabad, a very key area, a crucial area there. Now the decision was projected as fulfillment of a long pending demand by Muslim residents in and around that area, the neighborhood areas basically. That's what the state government claimed, that they had been asking, the minorities had been asking for that space, seeking to perform the final rites. That demand had been pending for years. But what was meant to be a welfare move quickly blew into a major face-off and an embarrassment, as some are calling it, for the state government. Shortly after this particular announcement, reports say that Indian Army officials reportedly they arrived at the spot. They also reportedly halted all the work, claiming that the land in question actually belonged to the Defence Ministry. The army even took back possession of this particular plot. They warned against any unauthorized rule.
चैनल लगाई जाएगा कि ऐसे ऐसे कार्य का सम्मान है, बट ऐसे हम इस ग्राउंड में अभी हम बोर्ड भी नहीं रहने देंगे। सीधे बता रहा हूँ मैं, हमें यहाँ पान भी लगाएंगे, अभी टहनियाँ भी लगाएंगे। जब हमें आदेश मिलेगा मेरे तरफ से नहीं पूरा लेने का दोस्तों, मैं पहले भी बता चुका हूँ। आएगा वो चैनल वाइज मेरे पास आएगा।
And a big war of words, viewers, has emanated over the same. The BRS has slammed the Congress government's move as a political stunt. They say this is aimed at securing the votes of the minority community. They are attacking the Congress of indulging in vote bank politics ahead of the bypolls. Listen in to the allegation, the attack coming in from the side of the BRS.
Just 48 hours before the election notification code was to be announced, Congress government hastily announced and released a GO of 2,500 square yards being allocated at Alkapuri colony for the Muslims graveyard. And on the same day, the military authorities came onto the land at the Sheikhpet and claimed ownership of the land, that it is not Waqf land but actually defense land. This entire chaos and harakiri by the Congress government only exposes that just for Muslim votes, Congress has opened a drama before the election code was announced.
All right, my colleague Shamit continues to be live with us. Shamit, first of all, help us understand the genesis of the entire controversy, this plot of land which has become really a big point of face-off between the opposition and the state government. What was this piece of land which was allocated as a graveyard to the minority community by the state government? And what is this entire angle of the army claiming that the land actually belongs to the Defence Ministry? We seem to have lost that line with my colleague Shamit, but earlier viewers, we were helping you understand what this entire controversy is all about. Now this face-off, this controversy is basically about a piece of land, the piece of land which has been allocated to the minority community by the state government. What's the army saying? We have a video of that altercation, that whole video of when the army reached the land, the piece of plot, what exactly happened. Let's play out that entire sequence and then we'll listen in to the political reactions.
चैनल लगाई जाएगा कि ऐसे ऐसे कार्य का सम्मान है, बट ऐसे हम इस ग्राउंड में अभी हम बोर्ड भी नहीं रहने देंगे। सीधे बता रहा हूँ मैं, हमें यहाँ पान भी लगाएंगे, अभी टहनियाँ भी लगाएंगे। जब हमें आदेश मिलेगा मेरे तरफ से नहीं पूरा लेने का दोस्तों, मैं पहले भी बता चुका हूँ। आएगा वो चैनल वाइज मेरे पास आएगा।
देखिए, सरकार उचित जो समझती है वो करती है। सरकार सभी संप्रदायों का ख्याल रखती है। अगर आज उन्होंने मुस्लिम संप्रदाय को दिया है, कल आने वाले दिनों में जो दूसरे संप्रदाय हैं उनकी भी मांग होगी तो उन्हें भी देंगे। सिर्फ एक व्यक्तिगत मुद्दे को लेके, एक व्यक्तिगत अलॉटमेंट को लेके सिर्फ ये कह देना कि तेलंगाना सरकार तुष्टीकरण कर रही है, शायद तेलंगाना सरकार के साथ नाइंसाफी होगी। तेलंगाना सरकार वही कर रही है जो कानून में से अधिकार प्राप्त है, जो संविधान उसे अधिकार देता है।
All right, my colleague Shomit is joining us live on the broadcast. But before I come to you, Shomit, we also have Rachna Reddy of the BJP who's on the phone line with us. Thank you for joining us on this big story. Rachna Reddy, what do you have to say about the latest controversy? Telangana government has allotted this particular piece of land to the minority community as a graveyard land, but allegations coming from your party, from the BRS, calling it nothing, quote unquote, but vote bank politics.
This is absolute vote bank. I mean, shameless, unabashed vote bank politics and appeasement politics. Because here is the issue. 2,500 square yards of alleged Waqf property, alleged Waqf land is being sought to be allocated by the Telangana government to Muslim graveyards. But the question, the most important question, does it actually belong to the Telangana government is the question, because here it is adjacent to defense land, and yesterday the defense officials were on site when allegedly the chairman of the Waqf board went there for a survey. They came on site and they stated that this land is defense land and that the Telangana government has no say or stake in it. Under the new Waqf Amendment Act, any kind of land ownership dispute, Waqf or otherwise, is to be decided by civil courts. And here this alleged Waqf land under an alleged gazette, ma'am, we've seen there are thousands and thousands of these alleged Waqf gazettes that have been questioned in the Honorable High Court and Supreme Court, even prior to the enforcement of the new Waqf Amendment Act. So this gazette has absolutely no sanctity.
So you're saying the gazette has no sanctity, it's not constitutional. So this move by the state government. Thank you, Rachna Reddy, for joining us with your views. We also have Rasool Khan of the BRS with us. I'll come back to you. My colleague Shomit is also live, but पहले हम Rasool Khan जी की तरफ जाते हैं. He's joining us. He's representing the BRS. सर, आप क्या कहेंगे? ये जो स्टेट गवर्नमेंट ने लैंड दिया है ग्रेवयार्ड के लिए एक माइनॉरिटी कम्युनिटी को, क्योंकि काफी एलिगेशंस अभी सामने आ रही है. आर्मी वालों का भी कहना है कि शायद ये लैंड इंडियन आर्मी, डिफेंस मिनिस्ट्री के एम्बिट में आता है, उनको अलॉट किया गया था.
Madam, the way the whole thing has been handled is totally wrong, and the government, just to appease the minorities and before the elections, has tried to give them a land which was having a questionable title between the Waqf board and the military. So that as soon as they allotted, they gave a press cutting, and then they gave a press conference at the site itself, and then immediately the military came and took over the land. So I particularly feel that the action of the government is unwarranted, and it has created more mistrust among the community than getting them, making them happy.
All right.
For the graveyard, definitely there is requirement, and there is lot of lands which are under illegal occupation by land grabbers, which belongs to Waqf, and these lands can be identified and can be used to proper use, like graveyard, schools, hospitals for the community. But unfortunately, Waqf board has not been able to do. I, as a minority commission chairman, had given a 1,000-page report on the irregularities in Waqf, and the matter went up to the assembly, and then it went to High Court, where it is pending now. I had asked for a CBI inquiry into the whole affairs of Waqf, because it's a huge scandal going on there in the land being allotted, sold to people, and then they are occupied, and then again trying to get them away. So it's a nexus between the land grabbers and the officials there, which has to be addressed by the government.
All right,
and
so you're saying that this move is only going to create more mistrust in the minority community. Thank you, sir, for joining us with your views. My colleague Shomit is also live with us on the broadcast. Shomit, help us understand what is this Indian Army angle, because Indian Army officials also, as we are playing out those visuals that arrived at the site, they halted all the work. They claim that the land in question actually belongs to the Defense Ministry. Throw some light on this particular angle, first of all.
Well, that's a
See, just before Election Commission of India has announced the Jubilee Hills bypolls along with the Bihar polls, you know, for 11th and 14th date has been announced by the Election Commission of India. And just before that, because it's long pending demand from the Muslim community, because there are around 1.4 to 1.5 lakh Muslim voters in the Jubilee Hills Assembly constituency area. So they are the deciding factor, and the sitting BRS MLA was, Maganti Gopinath, and he succumbed to due to his health reasons. And after that, we are seeing, Congress leaders and also BRS leaders, BJP leaders visiting, Jubilee Hills, and basically Muslim community has been demanding that, the government should immediately allocate land for the Muslim graveyard, because there is no graveyard for the Muslims in the entire Jubilee Hills constituency area. So that is very packed area. Several areas, Jubilee Hills constituency covers several areas, including Jubilee Hills and also Yusufgada, Erragadda, and also different neighboring areas. So basically, for the Muslims, for around 1.4 to 1.5 lakh Muslims, there is no graveyard, and this is the long pending demand from them. And even earlier Congress leaders have even promised that very soon land will be allocated. And just before the announcement, they have also the government has announced the allocated the 2,500 square yards of land in the Alkapuri area, and that is just nearby in the Sheikpet, so just few kilometers away from the Jubilee Hills constituency. And basically they didn't allocate in the Jubilee Hills constituency area because there is no land, is what initially the government stated. So this land has been allocated, and just hours from that, from the allocation and also from the announcement made by the government, and also
obviously, and as you are telling us, this is a big political slugfest also, which has emanated on the same. We heard what the BJP and the BR has had to say. BJP openly accusing the state government of indulging in appeasement and vote bank politics, a charge which is being denied by the state government. We'll keep an eye on this big story through the course of the day. As of now, thank you, Shamit, for joining us